Welcome to Double Drivel, an NBA podcast. Hello and welcome to another episode of Double Drivel. We are a weekly podcast offering a fan's perspective on the news and issues surrounding the NBA. Thank you for joining us. My name is Greg, and I am joined as always by my co-host JT. You can find us on Twitter at Double Dribblers or email us at doubledrivelpodcast@gmail.com. JT, what up, my friend?
Greg, what's up? Nice day today. Spring is here, sunny, and I'm good. How are you?
It sounded like California weather because it was cold here again today. It actually snowed this morning, and everyone was pretty miserable because we had a couple slightly warmer days, and then it was a kick in the teeth today that it was back to cold again.
Oh, a little rope-a-dope with the weather, huh?
Little bit of rope-a-dope.
Well, that's too bad. Well, yeah, it's very nice here, though.
It always is. Typically is. You live in heaven, so you should be happy about it. But we got good stories this week. I always say that, but I know that we do. We got Jordan Clarkson, LeBron and Tye Lou, and Tye Lou's issues, and Donovan Mitchell versus Ben Simmons. But we're going to kick it off with Kawhi and the Spurs, and things do not look good in San Antonio. And JT, can you tell me what is going on here, and when will he play again?
Fuck if I know. I don't think anyone knows. It's the most confusing thing because up until this season, Kawhi was like the archetype for what the best professional athlete could be like. Played his ass off, incredible defender, not a boisterous character, just really focused on the work and the wins. Humble, quiet,
certainly quiet,
and he's like leading this team. And then it began with what we thought was a quad injury, and it still seems to be a quad injury, but he's still not playing. And it's gotten to the point where it seems they had a team meeting, and the team is confused as to what his role is. Why isn't he playing? What's going on? Tony Parker went on record and said that his own personal quad injury is 100 times worse than that of Kawhi's. That's some serious shade, Greg. I mean, you don't want that amongst your team. You don't, and the Spurs themselves have always been such a upper class organization, always taking it to the higher level as far as like integrity, and it's so confusing.
The Spurs are the model organization. Kawhi was the model superstar. Everything we've always been told is how great the Spurs are and how the organization is just so with it and so together. And then to find out that he basically feels like he was misled and that he was given bad medical advice, and that's not good. And I don't think I've ever heard another teammate, especially somebody like Tony Parker, comment on another player's injury. They never ever talk about anybody else's injury. They never judge it. They never say if the person should be playing or not playing. Nobody ever does that. I mean, am I wrong? I mean, I can't really think of another example of someone going on record and really shitting on somebody or comparing their injury being that much worse than a teammate's.
No, I think that's a great point. There is that unspoken rule, it seems, amongst players that they very, very, very rarely comment on someone else's injury. Because, I mean, your body is your machine. That's what makes your money. And I mean, it's just not your business. And then for it to be happening inside of that Spurs organization with everyone's favorite coach, not your absolute favorite, Greg Popovich, is got to be in your top three. It just seems so weird that it's happening on his team. So, damn, what's up? I don't know. I hope they can figure this out because when it's all running smooth, it's such a great thing to be able to watch.
Yeah, it seems like it's poison there now. Like he's going to either have to leave at the end of the season, or that's going to have to get rid of him. I don't know how you repair things. If he wanted to repair things, or things are getting better, people would be making an effort mid-season with the playoffs coming. So if they can't get it together now, I can't imagine how they're going to get it together in the off season. So who knows? But
the Spurs, Greg. I mean, the Spurs also, they are not a shoe-in for the playoffs. I mean, as we've said before, that whole Western Conference, particularly spots 3 through 8, they could easily miss the playoffs. And in that case, I think this gets a lot worse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait for that one. And another team that might be in danger of, they're going to make the playoffs because they're in the East, but they're not going to get a great seed, is the Cavaliers. And there's all sorts of stuff going on there. And they've won a few games recently, but days after LeBron James and Tye Lou were seen having a verbal exchange on the bench during a loss to the Blazers, I believe he was telling him to sit down, don't talk to me, sit down. I believe was the lip reading that was done on that one. And Tye Lou temporarily stepping down with chest pains and other troubling symptoms, which people in the comment section, which that's all the internet is, just a giant comment section. But people were saying that sounds like sort of an anxiety or some sort of maybe even like a depression type thing, just getting some sort of physical symptoms from it, because they said that none of these things sound good. He's not sleeping. So this is something that maybe he thinks he's just going to be able to deal with, take a couple weeks off, get himself together and come back. But it sounds like a more symptomatic problem of, maybe how he's handling the pressure and everything he's dealing with the team. What do you think?
Oh man, it's so hard to speculate on someone's like health condition. But let's take a step back and just kind of look at it from a basketball fan's perspective. Who's the coach of this team, Greg? Who's the real coach of this team?
LeBron James.
I mean, everyone knows that. Everyone's known that for as long as he's been there.
Coach, GM, and superstar.
I would imagine being Tye Lou, being in that position where you're obviously like the assistant of a player acting as a coach is an awkward and at times very trying job. At its best, Greg, I'm sure it's stressful and at times demeaning, and at its worst, I think you could probably see how it could lead to a deterioration of quality of life, if you know what I'm saying. So
you hear a lot of things about LeBron James being a great person, the way he is with the media, the way he is with the public, just never gets in trouble. The guy is great. One thing you never hear is that he's a good person to coach. And no one has ever said that. He's never liked the coach he's had. They've never had, and it doesn't look like he has any sort of respect for any coach that he's had. So it's rough, and maybe it's getting to Tye Lou.
I think, if you're trying to look for like the most easy to follow kind of explanation, I think that it would be somewhere in the neighborhood of what we're saying. That fuck yeah, like, because that seems like a really, really hard, like as if an NBA coaching job wasn't stressful enough. Being this weird, like kind of second tier coach to your player, who I imagine puts you through the ringer often. That seems pretty understandable.
D Wade had no respect for him. LeBron had no respect for him. How do you think that team was the first half of the year? How do you think that man's life was with two of the main superstars in the team being like, yeah, you're a douchebag? And then they had Isaiah Thomas, who obviously didn't care for him either.
Mm-hmm. I always kind of notice, Greg, that sometimes when new people are introduced, whether it's like your team or your workplace, your organization, and someone's giving them the tour, showing them around, that first time, here's the coffee machine, this is Greg and this is JT, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you get a real like good feeling as to like what someone thinks of you. You know what I mean? So like imagine you're Tye Lou and LeBron's giving D Wade the tour around the new locker room. All right, this is like the weight room. This is, you'll be over here. It's your locker. And then he introduces Tye Lou. How do you think he introduces him? Do you think it's like a nice
this is my assistant. This is the guy who holds a clipboard for me, Tye Lou.
this is Squeak. He lives in the fucking drawer. Like, get the fuck out of the way, kind of thing. That's what I imagine.
100%.
I could be wrong. I could be way off.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
can't imagine
he
that makes
also
you feel good.
Don't forget, he was LeBron's hand-picked replacement after David Black got fired, who LeBron, I'm sure, had fired because he didn't want him and was tired of him and had no business being there. So this is who LeBron wanted for a coach. Whether he wanted him because he could walk all over him, but at the time, it was LeBron's hand-picked choice. So that's it. Even when there's somebody he likes, he doesn't seem to respect them.
Yeah, and like he could just be sick or something. And that could be what's going on too. But you know, you gotta cast some nets here. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, get better, Mr. Lou. That's all we care about. Someone who is also sick, but I think just in the head, is Jordan Clarkson.
Fucking Clarkson.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a sad sentence that we're starting with here. It just says he doesn't believe in dinosaurs either, indicating there's someone else who he was talking to or thinking about or had conversed with that also did not believe in dinosaurs. So I can't believe that, being that there are fossils and there's a lot of fossils and a lot of evidence for such things. But he took it one step further, and he said that dinosaurs were probably just pets of giant prehistoric humans, which there are no bones or anything or any evidence of anywhere. So apparently facts, that's not what he's worried about. But his hypothesis is that there were giants, and the giants were human? Is that your understanding?
Well, Greg, he says that, you know, the dinosaurs that we know, those are the pets of giant humans 3 times the size of those dinosaurs.
So like I said to you earlier, that it's like a Flintstones type situation where he thinks that they were pets and, you know, the servants and all sorts of things. No,
the Flintstone scale is not at all what we're talking about. You have to imagine, like, the dinosaurs are the pets and the humans are 3 times as big as the dinosaurs. Like giant fucking people. Like, okay,
but just in my defense,
Sentinels.
You know, Dino was a dinosaur and he was their pet. So, yeah, but, you know, I'm just throwing it out there.
But like the dinosaur that Fred operated at work.
Yes. Not to scale.
Not to scale at all.
No.
Dino, yeah.
All right. There's sometimes I can't believe the topics that we have. This is absolutely one of them. The fact that we're even debating the size of dinosaurs, or even like what he thinks the size of dinosaurs are scale-wise to these fake, giant, prehistoric humans. Just madness. Was this on Channing Frye's podcast?
I don't know how this came across our radar. I did take a moment to see which public school system we could accredit this prize student. And Jordan Clarkson, he's born in Florida but went to high school in Texas.
I knew it. Wow.
So somewhere Florida and Texas, they can share in the
royal flush.
Just a fantastic job. Those public school systems.
Wow. Yeah, that's not 2 places that I ever think of as having a lot of museums either. So,
jeez,
that's just good stuff. All right, well, so anybody want to send Jordan Clarkson any sort of history books or any sort of, you know, anything like that? I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Have him sign one before a game one of these days. All right, and we're gonna get to, I guess, a little discussion now. Donovan Mitchell versus Ben Simmons for Rookie of the Year. And the conversation has boiled down to just those two. I haven't heard anybody else's name even mentioned, which they shouldn't be. And Ben Simmons, this is his 2nd year in the league. I know he didn't play last year, but there's something to be said for Donovan Mitchell coming in, being an actual rookie, being the actual man on his team. Like, he is the man. If they need to do something, he's the one they're looking to because he's a great player. So I hate to be partial here, and I wish I could argue with you because I can't imagine you're going to take a different stance. But Donovan Mitchell should definitely be Rookie of the Year.
And he will be, because for the simple fact that Ben Simmons was in the NBA last year. It's not, it is a non-issue that he played 0 games. I mean, like, that doesn't matter. That's not part of being a rookie. Like, you're on the team, that's your rookie year, your first year.
Yeah, he got to travel around with them. So, I mean, he's been 1 year in the NBA. Donovan Mitchell, actual rookie.
Wrap it up. I think this one's pretty cut and dry. Done. Give my man his trophy. We're done.
And well-deserving, too.
Fucking, of course. Yeah, we charge by the hour. This ain't going to cost you much, Greg. We're done with this one. Fucking fish.
If someone had given you the money at the beginning of the year, or a bet that said the Jazz would have the Rookie of the Year and the dunk contest winner, you never, ever would you have taken that bet.
If someone offered me that bet, oh man, I'd probably do a naughty little favor to him.
Sure, you would. All right. Well, you can sit on that for a minute. So we'll go to something now. Normally, I would be mocking Steph Curry right now, but I actually hurt myself today. I twisted my ankle, so I have a bit of sympathy that I wouldn't normally have. And Curry's out for up to 6 weeks with a knee injury, and that's coming off of an ankle injury and coming off of just a kind of season where we haven't seen from him in a while, where he's been out a bunch. And he's not going to be back till, if 6 weeks is when he comes back, ideally, that would be the second round of the playoffs. Now, we've all seen the bracket in the West. The second round of the playoffs is going to be a bloodbath. So how do you think that impacts the Warriors? And please, God, do you think that they're going to lose?
Oh, man. It's such a shame. And as much as I don't want to see the Warriors win, I don't want to see them lose because of injury. I wanted to see them lose because they were like lazy and just, not doing a great job. But
you want to see them self-destruct. You don't want it to happen so they have an excuse.
Yeah, and someone get like arrested for something off court, but not because of injury. It does affect them. It affects them immensely. Durant will have to lead them. And what if he gets hurt? Then they're out. Draymond don't got the bite that he did last year or the year before.
Nope.
He totally could turn it up, but the championship was non-guaranteed before Steph was out for the Warriors. So now I think it becomes I'm not going to say a stretch, but a definite challenge for them to make it through these rounds of the playoffs, Greg.
And Clay's out with a finger, right?
Yeah, they're playing the Jazz right now, and all 4 All-Stars are out tonight.
Oh, go Utah. Hurt him. Crush him. Come on, Donovan. Earn that Rookie of the Year, bastard. Come on.
Yeah. So, I hope Golden State, I want them to be at the best level they can be, whether it's with Curry or not. But come on, I not like this. I don't want it to be like this.
No, come on. You want him at 85% or so, getting him in the first round in Utah. Come on.
Yeah, I want one guy to get hurt at a time that benefits my team, but not because it's anyone's fault.
No. That's a rough team to have to play right early in the playoffs like that. So The West is going to be, man. If the Jazz are the worst team in the playoffs, holy Christ, that's brutal bracket.
Playoffs are going to be great this year. Great, not in a different way, I think, than other years, because I think each matchup will really be kind of a crapshoot. Whereas in other years,
it's certainly less predictable because the past 3 years. I mean, most people could tell you at the beginning of the year who was going to be in the finals.
Yeah, just steamroll.
If those teams
right
get
through.
back there again, if it's Warriors and Cavs again, it'll be because they both turned that shit up in the playoffs, and it'll be worth seeing it again.
Totally. Yep. Greg, it takes Giannis Antetokounmpo 6 steps to get down the entire length of the basketball court.
So, all right, I feel like the guy's a little overrated. I mean, yeah, he's got all this going for him, whatever, but his team's got to win a little more. He's got to get more going on or get on a better team or do something before I'm going to give a shit about everything this guy does. He's not quite Joel Embiid to me because I am so tired of Embiid. I don't know if it's because we follow him on Instagram too, so I'm always seeing things about him and seeing his name, and it's just, I'm tired of it. And Giannis is very close to that point for me. But 6 steps getting down the court, that guy's got some long-ass legs. Good God.
Can we stay on Giannis for 1 second?
Just 1 second.
Okay, so around Valentine's Day, his girlfriend gave him this red bell. Do you know this story at all?
No.
She gave him a red bell, like a little novelty gift, and it says, ring for a blowjob.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. And then he took a picture of it and posted it on Instagram, and she got mad at him. This was, right, like I said, around Valentine's Day. You know.
Thus negating the bell.
So I saw it was last week, definitely last week, they were just kind of like relaxing, and they were both in bed, and she was kind of laying on her side facing one direction, and he was facing the other direction. They weren't like close or anything together, but he took a picture.
These are creepy details you have. but please continue telling me how they were laying in their bed quietly on a Saturday or whatever. Please continue.
I don't know what day of the week it was.
Yeah, set the mood. You know, she was just never mind. Please go.
And then he has the bell and he takes a picture of it. And she gives him the finger, and it's all just in one photo. And he's like, I guess the bell isn't working.
It's true.
Now, all this setup. Now, I don't think an American player would get away with it as like so innocent, cute, kind of as Giannis does, because he's Greek and his language skills are like, he has that kind of like that cute accent. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I just thought it was
it's
interesting.
Like when the dirty old man slaps an ass versus like me doing it. You know, it's like, oh, he's just an old man, crazy old man. He does it all the time. No, that's 100%. It's because he's foreign. He can get away with that. You know, because he can you do that smile and then, you know, a little mess up the English a little bit, throw your arms up in the air like, and then everybody forgives. It's all good.
And then also he is like, for the original one around Valentine's Day, he's like, because I'm like a frick in the shits. You know, you see? Like
exactly. That's what makes it.
All right. I just wanted to explore that with you. It was great. It was nice.
Yes. I also enjoyed it. All right. Time for one of your favorite parts of the show. It's time for Flashback. And we're going back to March 25th, 1973. All right. So, if we go back to March 25th, 1973, the Philadelphia 76ers posted the worst record in NBA history at 9-73, with Roy Rubin 4-47 and Kevin Larity, he was 5-26, and they split the head coaching jobs for that season because everything was going so well. They figured, you know, let's switch the coaches up because we got to do something here. And
just spread it around. Spread it between Lowry and Rubin, baby.
Oh my God, Lowry, you're doing just a little bit better than Rubin did.
Yeah, that's the shittiest record ever. So worth noting for sure.
Certainly worth noting. I thought that the recent 76ers had done it. And is there no irony to the fact that the two worst records in history are both by the 76ers decades apart from each other?
A legacy of just filth, just terrible basketball.
Yeah, a team I absolutely just have disdain for. I hate that my boy JJ Redick's on there, but you know, gotta make a paycheck, you know.
Yeah,
So
man's gotta work.
Great day, March 25th, 1973. Good job, 76ers. We'll never forget you. And, all right, let's do predictions. All right, JT, we're going to keep it easy, and we're going to go back to the original topic. Does Kawhi come back and play for the Spurs ever again?
I say no, and I'll go one step further, and I'll pick a team that he will play on.
Ooh.
Lakers.
Wow.
Full heel. My man's going to turn full heel and go to the fucking Lakers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Yeah.
It was hard for me at first, too.
I also don't think that he will play for the Spurs again, but I'm going to say the Bulls.
Bulls?
Yeah. These are both teams that want to be better and have a little money to spend because they have no one. So, yeah, I think that'll work. So you think it's going to be Kawhi and LeBron possibly in LA?
I think they miss out on LeBron and they get Kawhi.
Kawhi and Paul George.
Yes, sir.
Wow. God, NBA's the greatest. Wouldn't that be fun?
Wet and wild, huh? What a ride.
Yeah. It has been a hell of a season, though, as far as stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just the injuries and the playoffs, like you said, the playoffs are going to be incredible. I can't wait. I hope the Rockets lose in stunning fashion to somebody that they shouldn't, because I hate them, but they're going to do great. I know it. So, oh, well. All right, JT. Another great episode.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to be back next week with another episode. In the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at Double Dribblers, or you can email us at doubledrivelpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to the show on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, and YouTube now. And until next week, we'll see you on the internet.